Tutorial video on how I use Zillow. I think it's a really good website to use to find investments, and I actually prefer it over just getting properties from the MLS because it has some for sale by owners, and all those for sale by owners also pay real estate agent fees, so you still would pay nothing to me if I was to help you purchase a property, any of these properties on Zillow. So here's a screenshot. I'm going to focus in on St. Pete and an area that I've recently sold a property, which is Diston Heights. So I'm going to just type in here, Diston Heights, St. Petersburg. Takes you this map. So this is the neighborhood in St. Pete. So if we zoom out, here we are. And I'm just going to pretend like I'm looking for a potential investment. So I was just messing around with this for a few minutes. This could be, this property isn't ideal or might not be ideal, but just an example of what I do. So first thing is I'm signing up to get all the properties in the areas that I'm considering. So if this would be a neighborhood I'm considering, just sign up through Zillow. It's pretty simple, and they'll send you every single new property that hits the market in this neighborhood. And so my kind of first step in doing all this is maybe when I'm exploring a new neighborhood for the first time, I'm looking up all the properties that are for sale currently and seeing if anything sort of pops out. And then ongoing is getting them to send you new properties as soon as they hit the market and checking out each one of those. And that might sound like a big task, but as you get used to it, you'll start to figure out, okay, single families in this neighborhood, this is kind of what I should expect to spend for a fixer-upper or something that I'm buying and holding long-term and renting out, or a condo. And so you'll learn the neighborhoods and you'll figure out sort of the price to look for. So when I look at this screen, I was just messing around here. And if you hover over these properties, so these are all single families. Oh, the first thing I should point out is that what you want to do is whenever you start a new search, you always want to go to reset all filters. So I might have some of these filters up top here chosen. So you want to reset them and then do your search. So I don't want to reset them now because I want to keep Diston Heights here. So I have all the for sales. So you can see for sales. I don't have any price clicked on here. I don't have any beds or bath clicked on. And home type, I click on single houses, which is single families. So you can do townhouses, multifamilies, condos. So making sure you're unchecking all these if we're just searching for single families and just having houses. Nothing else is clicked. Nothing on more either is clicked. So these are all the single family houses in Diston Heights. So like a pretty solid investment opportunity, I think, is here. Just sold to my cousin. And he bought one that was all fixed up, but like solid neighborhood, definitely some potential to make some money. So, but there's potential to make money in all neighborhoods. So I'm not saying obviously just focusing on this. You can make money in any flip, any neighborhood, any buy and holds, anywhere. You just have to find the right price. So when I start scrolling through these, I'm gonna go up here. And what I'm looking at here is, so this one for sale, 1,470 square feet. So square footage is obviously really, really important. You're trying to figure out what you should expect for a return price per square foot in every neighborhood you're considering. So in Diston Heights, you'll get most of the Diston Heights is kind of similar. So you can kind of expect a fairly similar price per square foot. And so right here, 1,470, I haven't even looked at this property, but on the market for 510. That's good, because we have some other ones here. There's 1,000 square feet for 336, 1,100 square feet for 380, 1,100 square feet for 385, and then look what we have here, 1,448 square feet for 315. So right there, that's something for me to look at. As when I looked at this, I said I'm assuming this property needs some work, because it looks like you have this for sale right up above it, similar square footage, $510,000. So if this is a nice house, similar to this one, and we're also making the assumption this one sells for around 510, so that we're not done here, but this like piques my interest. This one for 314. So we pull it up, we click on it. Here's a pretty cute little house, and when we scroll down through the pictures, we see it needs work. You see this photo right here. All the floors need to be redone in this house. So I'm not gonna go into this do too many details. So one thing I want to point out is when we're considering properties, Like this 314 is not on 30th Avenue North. So you always got to compare on similar type streets. So this is on 31st, so that's good. If it was on 30th, major roads, you definitely have to take off some value for that because people don't want to live on major roads. So like 34th Street, taking off value. 22nd Avenue North, lots of traffic, taking off value. So these are all these are all kind of in this square here. So I really like this as a comp. Maybe this sells for in the $500,000 range when it's all done. So now we figure out what we actually think it's going to sell for by pulling comps, similar properties that have sold in this neighborhood recently. That is the most important thing. This property right here is not sold, so that's not necessarily what it's worth. They could be asking $100,000 more than what it's worth. They're probably not, but they could be. So to figure out what it's worth, so again, we're looking at 1,448 square feet, 3.2. So let's go to solds. We'll hit apply. And then it's a 3.2. Let's do 3 beds. And I'm going to do 1.5 baths, even though we have 2. It could be 1.5. So I'm going to do 1.5 plus and then 3 plus. Hit apply. Home type, we have single families, so we're all set there. And then square footage, very, very important. So we want similar square footage. So for minimum, we're at about 1,500 square feet. I would do probably 1,000. I would look at everything around 1,000 up, but let's just do 1,250 to get like a real quick one. And let's go up to 1,500. Again, I would probably do 1,000 to like 1,750 just to look at everything that's out there. And then most importantly, we want to go on sold in the last. So not a lot has changed in the last year in St. Pete. But ideally, want to look 6 months. If there's no properties that in the last 6 months that are similar, single families, around 3.2s, similar square footage. So if there's not a lot in the last 6 months that have sold, which there might not be, there's only one, then I'll go back further. So then I'll go back, and then we could change the square footage. Let's do 1,000 square feet, and let's go up to 1,750, and let's see how many apply. So now there's a few more in this little square. We can also probably include these. These are probably similar. Let's go back a bit. I want to get a bit more than that to look at. So let's go back a year, 12 months. Apply. Now we have a whole bunch more. All right. So now you're seeing what they're selling for. So similar square footage. So that one for 510, the reason why it's probably not selling, because look, everything, the highest ones that are selling, 480, 465. What is this one? 455. So you can see like the highest ones around this square footage are probably selling for around 480,000, 450 to 480. So when it's all fixed up, that's probably what you're looking at. But you can see there's a whole bunch of other ones that have sold for less than that in the 300s. So this tells me if a property hits the market in Diston and it's around 1,500 square feet and it's selling for around 300 something, that is a potential for a deal. So that gives you guys, I think we've covered a lot there. So I'll call that a day, and feel free to give me a call if you have any questions. 617-262-2224. Thanks a lot, guys.